Gary, what's your take on that disappointing afternoon?
Yeah, that's what it was, a disappointing afternoon. I didn't think there was too much in the first half. They had a few chances, we had a few chances, but again, we've lost another really bad goal just round about half time, managing that game. But then in the second half, we were well off the fundamentals that you need: hard work, being organised, all the sort of ugly side of the game. We were well below it, and ALLOA deservedly won the game.
Is it disappointing from your point of view that they got three quite kind of poorly conceded goals?
Yeah, listen, that's one concern we've got. Most teams apart from Arbroath have had a poor run at some stage of the season. We're in the middle of ours just now. The results haven't been good enough, and in the main, the performances haven't been good enough. So that's up to us to try and work through it. The only way you can get through it is work hard. I've got enough experience in football that I know that that's what you've got to do, and when you're having tough times, you've got to work hard and you've got to be organised and disciplined. And unfortunately, in the second half of the day, we were lacking most of those things. And when you've not got that, and you concede goals affect games, they affect confidence, and it was quite visible to see that the players' confidence went a little bit. So I need to work with them as a manager. They're still the same group of players that have got us into the position that we're in. Speaking, we had a good chat after the game for 10-15 minutes, got everything out on the table. There's something I hadn't really thought of. Maybe there's a bit of a hangover. We're chasing the league for so long, and when we've realised that that we can't get first really over the last couple of weeks, there's been a little bit of a hangover. But then we have to then make sure that we get the points and the performances that get us into the playoffs, because we're still in a really good position that we would have taken. Obviously, we're disappointed in what's happened in recent weeks. I'm not going to try and paint over that or gloss over it. We're in a really good position 4 or 5 games ago, but we've lost 3 of those 5 games, and it now means that we're in a fight to get into the playoffs. But I've got every confidence in the players that once we get back to basics, what we're about, being organised, hard working, tough to beat, fighting for each other. Once we get that back into the team, then the results will come, but they'll only come once we get that back.
Speaking on confidence, how do you pick the players' confidence back up for next weekend?
Yeah, well, listen, we're not dwelling on it too much. Listen, we've had a good chat there, probably a lot longer than I would have spoke to them. And you basically just have to come in and train hard. You have to come in, not let it affect your training. And to be fair, it's not affected the players' training. They're still working as hard, and their numbers are as good, but there's a little bit of a lack of confidence just now within the group, which is understandable because we've not won any games in the last 5. That's I'm just telling it how it is, really. So it's up to us to keep reminding the players that they are good players, they are a good team, and that to get back to showing that, you've got to work hard. And that's it. That's what football comes down to. It's about working hard, being organised, making good decisions when you've got the ball, when you've not got the ball. And once you get the majority of those things right, then the results will generally follow. So listen, there's no often that we've been in this stage as a club where, since I've been here, where it's been like that. So it's up to me to stand behind the players. I am behind the players. They're my players. I'm their manager. I'm proud to be their manager. And we're all going to work hard together through it to turn it round. And I'm sure with hard work and staying together, we'll eventually get another victory.
You've got Arbroath next weekend. What do you feel has to change before going up there?
Well, just what I've spoke about, really, without repeating myself. If we're going to go to Arbroath and get a result, we're going to need to. The defensive aspect of our game is going to need to be better, because you can improve your attacking aspect, but if your defensive aspect's off, you're going to get beat. So listen, that's what we've been built on. If you ask anybody, if you said to anybody, a fan, what would you say about Stenhousemuir in the last 21, 22 months, they'd say organised, hard working, they're a team, they play for each other, and we've just came away from that a little bit in the last couple of games. So it's vitally important that we get that back, and that's what we'll be training, and then we have to go up to Arbroath and put a team on the pitch that's capable of getting a result.
Thanks very much for your time, Gary.
Cheers.